Hi, friends. Mm, I'm trying my wireless earbuds today. Not sure if that's a good thing. We'll see. Learning how to learn. We see the world as we are. Thought is all important, for as we think, so we become. Your thoughts of today create the you of tomorrow. Rise above the collective unconscious, which accepts an unpleasant, limited fate. It is fear that brings misery. It is fear that breeds wrongdoing, as well as weakness. What causes fear? Ignorance. Your will and attention open your awareness to new learning and banish ignorance of self, thereby eliminating fears, doubts, and limitations. Stubbornness is not to be confused with willpower. Stubbornness is a decision to remain just as you are, just where you are. Stubbornness is deciding against producing change, growth, and forward motion. Stubbornness is a refusal to create. This leaves you in a pattern of your youth, so wisdom eludes you. Stubbornness is a refusal to exercise imagination, the beginning of all disease in mind and body, for it is a denial of the infinite intelligence coursing through you. The self-aware individual draws strength from the source of creation. Such a one affirms, I am a creator. I make my own destiny. Wasting my time exercising? Or you mean taking metaphysics? I have to disagree there. This doesn't take my whole day. Sometimes we need to take a look on the inside, not our external accomplishments or efforts. A creator knows the secret of creation resides in the capacity to transform. Strengthen the world with harmonious wisdom thoughts rather than weakening it with negativity. The law of service is secondary and correlated to the law of self-interest, or self-preservation, which can be termed selfishness. Individuality can best be fulfilled in unity. How to think positively. Your ego, your sense of identity, is based upon gut-level beliefs so deep-seated that most people remain unaware of them, yet they too often separate us from one another. You think that what I'm reading is a game or cycling? Because cycling for me is a form of exercise. I'm not really focusing on the game itself right now. I hope you can see. I'm not racing right now, but if I were racing, I wouldn't be reading. So I am multitasking. It's cold outside here, so this is my form of exercise. How to think positively. I'm going to reread this. Your ego, your sense of identity, is based upon gut level beliefs so deep seated that most people remain unaware of them. Yet they too often separate us from one another. Your ego motivates you towards self awareness every moment, every day. Good morning. Hey, lady. Let's see. I think I saw you popped on last night. Did you have a race? Yeah, this is a cool jersey. It's a men's jersey. You can get it. It is on, or you could get a woman's jersey if you wanted to, I'm sure. It's unisex. It's on Light in the Box. This morning I was reflecting on finding the good in every situation and thinking about the people I met in the behavioral clinic and how kind and wonderful they were and the amount of patience they have. 100K. Oh my goodness. No big deal there, huh? Do you feel like you are in good shape right now for you? I mean, I know you've been racing a ton and you look like you're in good shape. I just wondered how you felt about your current fitness level. Thank you. Saturday was good. We went to the mall, had lunch, looked around a bit. I was a little surprised there was not more Christmas decor up. Some, seems like less than in the past. But we enjoyed getting out, and I did all of my metaphysics exercises. So there's a new one that's pretty challenging. It's called the 5-step, 5-day reversal. So when you can give it your full attention, you close your eyes and think about what was I doing just before what I was doing now, and think of that experience and think of the senses you used or can remember. It's like you're capturing that experience. Then you keep doing that backward in your day until you've recognized 5 instances of your day. And then you do that for the previous day, and the previous day, and the previous day, and the previous day, until you have 5 days that you have pictured 5 events, or 5, it doesn't have to be big, or it could be small. I'm finding it really, really difficult to think even 2 days ago what I did that was distinguished from another day. Hello, good morning. Yeah, the mall was pretty busy. It's always challenging to find a parking spot. But we did. We went in, we spent most of the time in Barnes and Noble, and the kids were looking at stuff, trying to figure out some ideas for them, or at least the youngest. It's another day. It's another beautiful day in, well, we're not quite in winter yet, in fall. Yes. Well, the point is that you start to use your senses in every experience. So like right now, I know that every day I've been Zwifting, but what distinguishes today from 5 days ago, I don't remember. So the idea is that we really absorb and use our senses in each experience to make it a unique experience, to make it memorable. So the idea is after you've concentrated and done that, now you have allowed your mind to relax and you are ready to solve a problem. And if it doesn't come right away, it may come in the form of a dream. Hides under a blanket. I know. We've got the fireplace going. I just think in the evening, when the tree is on, it's so peaceful to sit on the couch and just have the light of the tree and the warmth it provides, the warm light. How long have I played this? Well, I got the trainer set up in end of 2018. So 3 years now? Oh my goodness. Well, I really started writing more 2019, 2020. Yeah, going on 3 years. 85? Wait a minute, and you're talking about snuggling under a blanket? Yes. My team was trying to talk me into a 30-plus mile race yesterday. No, thank you. It says it's 39. I wonder if that's refreshed. We had snow yesterday morning. Oh, I remember that. The kids were very excited that there was snow on the ground and opened our window shade and was just ready to go. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm still tired. And then later I reflected and I was like, that is really exciting for them. I don't want to take that away from them, even though I'm grumpy and I wasn't ready to get up. Oh, traveling distance, 5,040 miles, which is several days of riding. Yes, when I'm talking to you guys, it goes faster. I try not to do much over an hour. I'm honestly having trouble focusing during the day. So this is one thing I can accomplish during the day. Other stuff's like self-reflection and procrastinating. Trying to clear my headspace and sometimes just reinforcing bad things. It's delusional. Really? Did you say you're in New Mexico? Well, I did do a sprint race the other day, if that counts. But yes, I did do one of the DLR races, which didn't kill me. I mean, it did at the time, but I'm still alive. No, I know you're in Colorado, but okay, I'm getting mixed up. Yes, Colorado. I was trying to remember what Road Cow his location is. North Mexico. Okay. Close. Very close. Mm-hmm. I'm going to come visit you in North Mexico. You got room for a visitor. I'll just pack my bags. Roll out of here. That sounds nice. I love tank tops and shorts. Trying to adapt to comfy sweaters and leggings. Sweater dresses. I like sweater dresses. They're easy. I would say 55 is like, you could do shorts and a long sleeve. Yeah, mental game has a limiter on it right now. And I also think, I don't know if it's fitness level. I mean, that's definitely a factor. But I'm wondering if what I'm taking, if lithium keeps me, it's like a limiter. I mean, I know I shouldn't think that, but I think that it is on my body. I think it's intended to slow me down because but I like it being high functioning. Do I like it? That's the question. So I am less stressed, but there's a lot that has changed. I feel like my competitive spirit has taken a hit. Really not competitive right now. I can really only compete against myself. And I did before, but I'm having a harder time with that. Fresh tomatoes and lettuce. Oh, yummy. Hey, that's a plan. Am I okay with what? It dampening my competitive spirit? Personally, no, I'm not. No, I'm not used to this. But I know this is what I have to be doing is it's like I have been right. I've been so focused on the outer working and learning skills and doing. I've been doing so much. I mean, I have just reflected on how much work I've done so far, and it's a good amount. I mean, it's impressive. And now is the time I have to go inward and work on some wounds that have been ripped open because I want to heal them in the right way. And I'm not confident that I'm doing that, but I'm working on it because I don't want them I don't want to go through this again. But honestly, I mean, you may have heard me mention before, I was racing from October to May, just, tearing up my body. I was strong, but I was going too hard for me personally. And then I started not sleeping, and that triggered that, along with a lot of stress, triggered mania. So I'm not in a rush to be racing again, especially not weekly. But you almost have to keep your body fit at that level, to race B level. Because I was in C when I started in October and worked up to B. That's a lot harder level for me to maintain. So at this point, it's more about my mental health than racing. But like I said, today I woke up and was thinking about the people that I met, the social workers and the other patients, and how when I arrived there, they had me strapped to like a gurney, like a psycho person. And I guess I was. I mean, I was very aware. I remember a lot. Some people don't remember things about mania. Unfortunately, I remember pretty much everything. And when I arrived at the clinic and looked at the faces of everybody, these strangers, I was so scared. And I just wanted to start bawling after I looked at them. And then over the course of time, not even very long after, starting talking to them and listening to them. One lady was a grandmother. One guy was 23 and had schizophrenia. And he was so brilliant. And some other people there who were there for depression or just trauma. The root of everyone there was trauma. And I learned everybody's story and documented and became friends with the people at some level, at least. I'm actually in contact with a few people. And some of the social workers who just listened to me and helped advise me. Man, just society, we set limits and standards on people and think we're better than somebody else. And so it's just incredibly humbling. The most humbling experience. You know, there's times in your life, I mean, I'm guessing there's times in a lot of people's lives where you are on the ground begging for God to give you a light and say it's okay. Because, yeah, that's when I got home from the clinic, I just asked for, why me? And that's what I did when I lost my dad, too, is like, why me? So you remember those times when you're most broken. Yeah, I mean, I put a lot of pressure on myself to do well. And I'm my own worst authoritarian. Already famous. That's right. I don't need any more followers. I have all the followers I need. So I think the times that we're broken is to get our attention. Like after losing my dad, it made me focus more on the present. I stopped planning the future because I realized you can't plan the future. It's all one day at a time. That was probably one of my biggest lessons. And also to take risks. That taught me that life is short and you have to take risks. Even if you fail, you have to take risks and you have to take opportunities because you don't know until you try. So I'm learning through this experience. There's a lot to take from it because I feel like it was preventable. So I'm just mad at myself because for a lot of reasons. But I feel like it was preventable and I can't undo anything. Like I can't go back in time. And things weren't perfect before at all either. I guess it had to happen. It was just a giant wake up call. So I was just thinking about actually one of the ladies, social workers who told me about metaphysics. I wouldn't have known about it if it hadn't been for her, and she finally accepted my friend request. You're not supposed to, as a worker, due to HIPAA, you're not supposed to connect with patients. And she accepted my request this morning, which I don't know that I'm going to talk to her a whole lot, but I did tell her thank you so much for telling me about metaphysics because that's helping me change. Yeah, that's exactly it. It is matters of the heart. So social workers, I didn't know much about social workers before this. Even I just appreciated so much. Even the kitchen ladies, they were so sweet, and I tried to make them feel appreciated for their job and what a nice job they were doing. Like one morning, there were cinnamon rolls, homemade cinnamon rolls. The food was always, good. I mean, I was not there to complain. The last thing I wanted to do when I was there was complain. And I told the ladies, I was like, oh my goodness, homemade cinnamon rolls. Those look amazing. And she said, made with love. Or no, I said, looks like they were made with love. And she said, and prayers, because she was afraid they weren't going to rise. And it's just fun to connect with people and to make someone feel appreciated and loved, because I know that I want to feel that way too. But that was the main kitchen lady I remember, because she was just so sweet. And then there were these little sticky notes on the glass, and I asked if I could have them. They were a couple of quotes. One of them was, your answer is just around the corner. And I asked who wrote the notes, and she said the secretary lady writes little messages every day and leaves them. And I thought that was really sweet. So I took those sticky notes, and I still have them. And after I got those sticky notes, there was a message around the corner, because my friend called me. One of my friends, really good person, had a call for me, and I talked to her about some important things. And she's always been a mentor for me. I've always gravitated to my teachers and wisdom that they have and the life experience they have. I've never really gotten along with that way with peers. And I just have a great appreciation for teachers and the work that they do and the love that they have and the commitment they have to teach kids or young adults or college age, any age. But there's a special place in my heart for teachers and social workers and I'm sure medical healthcare workers. I met a new doctor. I had to get a general doctor, and I didn't have one because I typically don't go to the doctor ever. I take my kids to pediatricians every once in a while, but I don't have a doctor other than routine women checkups. So I met a new doctor, and we had a good conversation the times I've been in there. And he's like, "We'll come back anytime." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really want to be coming back to the doctor." But I so appreciated talking with him. And I've been researching my heart out, trying to learn and understand. Because it's hard. Ugh. Yes, it really is. You can see when people have passion for something. And that makes me happy. It makes me so happy to see people's passion in something. You can just tell, like, their face lights up And I mean, even when you told me about the koi pond and the bamboo, I was just like beside myself, so happy. So I recognized that, and I'm like, what does that mean? How do I use that? How do I use that excitement? I even showed that video to one of my friends, the one I was just talking about, and she was like, I just loved your expression when you couldn't believe about the koi pond. I'm like, I know, right? I love koi ponds. I love bamboo. What does that mean? That's my problem. What does that mean? No, I want to know. I just want to know what things mean. It's also very hard work to do that, what you're doing. I'm sure the reality is I would like go start digging the pond. Like, one, I'd probably like break myself because I was scooping this. We got a truckload of dirt, garden soil, a couple years ago. I was like shoveling this dirt for an hour probably, and my forearm was like injured. I injured my forearm scooping dirt because of the repetition. And then it was like a goose egg on my forearm, and I couldn't do it anymore. It totally broke myself. And I think my back and stuff hurt too. So I'm sure I would go start digging and be like, wow, this is a lot of work. This isn't so fun anymore. Yes, the thing is, we have to slow down. It's not about self-preservation. We shouldn't think we can accomplish everything all in one day. It's going to take time. But we have to stay focused and find ways to be less distracted and procrastinated so we can rest fully when we need to and work fully focused. I feel like I'm working half focused on everything. And that's why we need to use all of our senses and concentrate in what we're doing. Shut everything else down. Get off your phone. I need to start hiding my phone during the day. Just like, sorry, out of commission. Because when I do get focused, I am like, nothing's stopping me. And I haven't been like that very much in a while. Once you get focused, it's like no eating or sleeping. And that can be problematic. But getting focused. Yeah, that's true. Pace yourself. Can't dig a pond in one day. This live stream, I'm cycling on an app called Zwift. I'm not racing. I'm just casually riding here. Casually climbing some mountains. You can race though. There's all sorts of events and races you can enter. You can do workouts. There's lots of different worlds and routes you can ride. Well, just exactly. I was like casually climbing a mountain. Yeah, it's cool. If you need a place, I guess no matter where you live, I have got a trainer and my bike connected to it. It uses Bluetooth to connect to either your PC or I'm using an iPad and mirroring that to my Streamlabs. Right, I'm here talking, huffing, puffing, just a puffin. I should have titled it Fueled by Bacon. Ryan made bacon, eggs, and hash browns this morning. And my oldest brought it up to me, and then my youngest brought my coffee up. That actually stresses me out because I don't want to get food on my bed. And then I end up having to carry my tray back down. Woe is me. It was sweet though. Very sweet of them. All of them. To take care of me. To think of me. "9:30. Are you in India also?" Someone previously was just saying it was 9:30. Yeah, so it made me think of love languages. My husband's love language to me is acts of service. That's not my love language, though. Yeah, that's like probably fourth. Love languages, mine are like physical touch, quality time. That's important to me. Probably words of affirmation, acts of service, and gifts would probably be last. I need to improve my receptivity to receiving gifts. But yeah, I keep bringing that up because when we do not receive what we most need, we feel some level of emptiness. Yes, and see, I think my husband's is physical touch, but it's, I don't know, I think men and women are just different. Ah, because it was meant to be. Yeah, after I end this, if you scroll back, I've been reading, and if you look at previous of my live videos, I'm reading some metaphysics lessons that are so amazing. They're basic truths to help us reflect on how we can be our higher self. So if you have an interest, I've been reading these lessons for a while now. Oh, I totally get that. Yeah, see, we're the same person. I think quality time is really important to me too. The thing is, physical touch and quality time are really important to me, but I have trouble sitting down and watching a movie and like snuggling because I'm always like, oh, gotta do something else. Ah. Like, but I have to say, last night we watched Mrs. Doubtfire as a family, and it was really nice. We had some snacks, and I got to snuggle them, and they loved it. Oh my gosh, they loved that movie. I had not seen that movie in probably 20 years. Such a good movie. I remembered some of the quotes from it, and my husband was like, how many times did you watch this? I'm like, I just remember them. They're so iconic. I was like, kids, this is one of the most popular movies of all time. Like, this is a classic. Are you kidding me? Do you have Amazon Prime? Such a good movie. And then I remembered Robin Williams. Now I need to watch more of his movies. There's one, which is the one? I'm trying to think of his other sad one about suicide. You know, you can get a wheel-on trainer too, and that would be a lot more budget-friendly setup. Are you wanting to go indoors or outdoors? If it's warm enough that you're comfortable riding outside, just getting a bike And then, if you want to mix it up, do some jogging. Hey, anywhere you start is great. Just making the decision to start moving is a difficult step. So just in doing that, I'm proud of you. I know, Robin Williams, yes. Ah, oh, it's something about dreams, what dreams may come, I think is what I want to watch that soon. Yeah, that one's sad. I've forgotten a lot about that one. There's the other one too, where he plays the doctor in the psychiatric hospital. Why do I feel like these are so relevant? Oh, mm, Patch Adams, is that the one? Oh, I remember 1 Hour Photo. Again, super relevant. I used to, in college, we did developing our own black and white film, making images. Wonder if how much I remember that process. I think I still have my notes. But when's the next time I'm going to be in a dark room? I might even still have photo paper. Those are all really good movies, though. And Jack, where he's has the mind of like a 10-year-old. I didn't see that on this. Dead Poet Society. I'm trying to remember if I've seen that one. Oh, there's one called Come Inside My Mind by Robin Williams. Maybe that's just a documentary. Aladdin, yeah, that's true. Oh man, Aladdin was one of my favorites. Little Mermaid, probably my top favorite as a kid. Probably Little Mermaid and Aladdin. Am I tired? No, I'm just casually going. See the gray and the blue? If I were to, if I do like, see, so if I were to keep that up, and I don't have my heart rate monitor on, but you can definitely go different intensities. I have my feet clipped into my pedals, so I can use both the force down and pull my leg around. It's hard to ride without clipless pedals after you've done it for a long time, because your feet feel like they just slide off the pedals. I know, I still have my notes. That's why I did throw away some notes. I threw away all my chemistry notes. As hard as that was, there were a bunch of equations that I was like, I'm never going to use these. But I still have my philosophy. It's actually on my bench. I've got my philosophy notes. I would like to read through what I wrote. So the thing is, this year, it's good to keep your stuff. Some of it. So a couple of papers I wrote back in college, like over 10 years ago, the Ziggurat of Ur and the Tempietto. I reread those papers this year in my research that I was doing in Mania. And they had meaning because I was researching the history of Egypt and their spirituality Like they used to do, they had this feather, the weighing of the heart, to see how much sin or bad you had done in your life. And so they weighed your heart upon death. And if you had a light heart, you would move on. Your life would move on. Your spirit would move on to the next life. If you had a heavy heart, you were like going to have to retest or something. I'm not thinking of words right now, but and then eventually, gosh, I can't think of the names now. This priesthood came in and said, well, if you have a heavy heart, you can pay us and we will lighten your load. We will lighten your heart if you pay us. And then that's the culture we've stuck to is, you pay, we will save you. And we still feel like we are never deserving. I'm not thinking of the right words here, but yes, Egypt. Oh my gosh, the pyramids. I was trying to research the pyramids too. There was a documentary called The Pyramid Code, and it's a series. And it was talking about how they think that it was like an energy machine and how, everything carries energy. And when we have disease, we are carrying a frequency, a negative frequency. And there's this little chart that shows like love is the highest frequency and lust and what else? They're like the lowest, like a red. I would call it a red, low wave frequency. So when we get these negative feelings trapped inside of our bodies, the Egyptians would evaluate the patient to see what which organs were being affected and what those frequencies were. And they would use energy and frequency to heal people. So I was fascinated. And then this book I read for metaphysics class is called The True Power of Water. And there's a chart in it that shows different feelings of whether it's anger or holding on to loneliness. And it shows the positive affirmation word that heals that, because so whatever the frequency is, there's a mirror frequency that cancels that out. So if you have a negative frequency, you need the mirror of that frequency to heal you. So if you have an organ being affected because you're repressing and holding on to negative things, there's a reverse that can help heal whatever ailment you have. So that just goes to reinforce how much our mental attitude affects our body. I mean, I think we know that. Just having a clue about it, when we are in a bad negative state, our body is affected. I am sweating. It's okay though. Sweat's good. I'm sweating out the toxins. Yes, that's right. Got to go to Iceland. You just need a world travel trip. Like, take a month off, right? I would like to go to Egypt too. Need to add that to my map. I don't know where that falls in priority. With your anatomy, you'd have to retest your heart. Well, it's talking about your spiritual heart. The chemistry notes. I know, I really like chemistry. I'm going to have to rely on what's in my head, however much is in there. I kept all my English papers, my writing, if they're not digitized. It's interesting to go back and read where you were in your life then and see. It's interesting because fundamentally I'm still the same person. I've got more life experience now, and a lot of things have changed. But like my core of soul purpose, I'm still, I talk about my happy places in nature. What's fun about it? Well, actually, I have teammates too. Well, it's exercise. You can compete against people. You can ride with people if you have friends. You can, like when we're racing, if we do time trial racing, we use an app called Discord and we all chat and communicate and let people know when we're going to pull on the front and come back. So it's all about competing and racing or getting fitness. Someone just working out, wanting to improve themselves, move. I love cycling because it's such a lifetime sport. Running is harder on your knees and bones. If you just need to get moving, cycling is amazing. Enemies, just beast mode people who are really fast, right? That's good. That sounds nice. Reading in a hammock. I wish I had, oh, I hope I can find some of my old papers from like elementary school. I feel like I wrote about Leonardo da Vinci. It's just curious to see where I was at each stage in my life, and it's all about who I am. I love engineering, art, technology. Nobody seems to care. What? I don't know if my Twitch, yeah, I guess my Twitch people can see YouTube chatting. Thanks for coming on. Thanks. You're welcome to join other channels. Thank you. I'm getting about done. I will probably go to 15 miles. Okay. Want me to keep stream on? I'm almost done. Point 0.6. Save myself. Thank you. Have a good night. It's night there. You're working today? All right. Well, have a wonderful Sunday. What are you doing? Dance party. Dance party. That's funny. How did you do that? I don't know. I just somehow did. I get less worried. You get less. You got to focus your energy onto the local people, right? Oh, today might be that. I wonder if today is that brunch bingo. I don't care so much about bingo. You know what? I'm done. But the affirmation of today, find the good in every situation. There you go.
Have a great rest of your weekend.